Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another session on YouTube. So let me know quickly, guys, who all are here. Hi, Gaurav. Good evening. Good evening, Rahul. Good evening, Aman. Good evening, Parul. Good evening, Anshum. Good evening, Jaspreet. How's everyone? And are you all the plus subscribers at Unacademy? Do let me know quickly. Though this is a free session, anyone can join. Hi, Jessie. Good evening. Let the other students join in and then we'll start the test. I hope you all know this is a session wherein we are going to attempt live listening mock test. Right, guys? Live listening mock test. Hi, Shivani. Good evening. Good evening, Dheeraj. Let the students join in. And let me know, guys, till the time the students join in. Hi, Vishal. Good evening. Is listening easy or difficult to attempt? Anshum is saying little bit difficult. Good evening, Pooja. I'm good. How are you? Okay, and which part is difficult, guys? Which part is difficult or which part is easy? Okay, MCQs. All right. In today's session, guys, in this test, we have MCQs. We have map also. So we'll see like how easy or how difficult it is. Then there is some transcription also, which I'll show you. Okay, for these sort of questions. Some strategies, we can't discuss much of the strategies, okay, but some of them we'll discuss. Okay, but not before the test. After the test we'll discuss about it. Right, is that fine with you all? Almost it's easy. Anshum is saying चलो आज देखते हैं. बहुत अच्छी बात है if it's easy. ठीक है? So has everybody joined? There is some problem. Is the audio and video clear, guys? Do let me know. Good evening, Mahfouz. Good evening. And do you all have a notebook and pen with you? Let me know, guys. सबके पास notebook and pen है? Because you're supposed to write your answers on your notebook. Better if you write with pencil. Better अगर आप pencil use करते हो. Okay, all right. All set? Is everybody ready? Have a notebook and pencil with you, right? Good evening, Mani. Good evening. Yeah. So what you need to do, guys, basically, जब आपका test होगा, like you know, when I'll show the questions on the screen and I'll play the audio. You are supposed to write. You are supposed to write your answers on your notebooks, but you can write in running hand. ठीक है, अंशुम, no problem. You can write in running hand. There, running hand का मतलब समझते हो ना, everybody? राइट जैसे हम यूजुअली लिखते हैं अपना राइटिंग 2 करते हैं रनिंग हैंड में और इजीली आप फटाफट से लिख सकते हो लेकिन आई होप यू ऑल नो दैट यू नो यू शुड राइट योर आंसर्स इन द कैपिटल लेटर्स डू यू ऑल नो दैट इन द लिसनिंग एंड रीडिंग वी शुड राइट आवर ऑल आंसर्स इन द कैपिटल फॉर्म कैपिटल लेटर कैपिटल केस राइट है ना? So I'll give you some time later. Right? जिसमें you can write in capital letters if you want. Better if you write in capital letters, okay? पहले अभी नहीं, जब आप listening attempt करोगे, because उस time पे इतना time नहीं होता that you start writing in capital form, okay? It will be a waste of time, right guys? Later on you can do that. जब मैं आपको time दूंगी, then you can check your spellings also, and then after I'll show you the answers. Is that fine? Is that fine with you all? Do let me know quickly. Anshum, are you ready? Good evening, Anu. Good evening. Okay, all right. One more thing, guys. One more updation. I hope you all know that the example is not going to be played in the listening exam. Do you know about it? Earlier there used to be examples. यहाँ पे भी एक example है, because this listening I've taken from the old one only. This is from Cambridge 11. Okay, I've taken from the old one only, right? So यहाँ पे there is the example, but in the final examination you're not going to get to see any example. I hope you all know. पता है सबको कोई example नहीं मिलने वाला, because there are some changes made in the listening part, and one of the changes is that there is no more example added into this, right ना? ठीक है, but यहाँ पे example है, it's okay. यहाँ पे है example, final exam में नहीं होने वाला, right? Okay. Yes, Parul. Parts wala bhi. Yes, exactly. Hi, Shilpi. Good evening. All right, I'm going to start it now. ठीक है?
You will hear a telephone conversation between
Good evening, Sushant. Is the voice okay?
And a woman who wants to hire a public room. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6.
Do let me know, guys. Is the voice okay? Yes, no, quickly. Hi, Rishi. Good evening. Good evening, Sushant. Quickly let me know. Yes, Isha, yes, we are going to attempt the listening test. Now tell me again, is the voice okay?
You will hear a telephone conversation between an official at a village hall and a woman who wants to hire a public room. First, you have some time to look at questions 1 to 6. You will see that there is an example that has been done for you. On this occasion only, the conversation relating to this will be played first.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people, or there's the Charlton room.
The main hall seats 200, so 200 has been written in the space. Now we shall begin. You should answer the questions as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer questions 1 to 6.
Hello?
Oh, hello. I wanted to inquire about hiring a room in the village hall for the evening of September the 1st.
Let me just see. Yes, we have both rooms available that evening. There's our main hall, that's got seating for 200 people. Or there's the Charlton room.
Sorry?
The Charlton room, Charlton. That's got seating for up to 100.
Well, we're organising a dinner to raise money for a charity, and we're hoping for at least 150 people. So, I think we'll go for the main hall. How much would that cost?
Let's see, you wanted it for the evening of September the 1st?
Yes, that's a Saturday.
So, from 6 p.m. to midnight, that'd be £115. That's the weekend price. It's £75 on weekdays.
That's all right.
And I have to tell you, there's also a deposit of £250, which is returnable, of course, as long as there's no damage. But we do insist that this is paid in cash. We don't take cards for that. You can pay the actual rent of the room however you like, though. Cash, credit card, cheque.
Oh, well, I suppose that's okay. So, does the charge include use of tables and chairs and so on?
Oh, yes.
And what about parking?
Yeah, that's all included. The only thing that isn't included is, you said you were organising a dinner?
Yeah.
Well, you'll have to pay extra for the kitchen if you want to use that. It's £25. It's got very good facilities, good quality cookers and fridges and so on.
Okay. Well, I suppose that's all right. We can cover the cost in our entry charges.
Right, so I'll make a note of that. Now, there are just 1 or 2 things you need to think about before the event. For example, you'll have to see about getting a licence if you're planning to have any music during the meal.
Oh, really?
It's quite straightforward. I'll give you the details later on. And about a week or 10 days before your event, you'll need to contact the caretaker, that's Mr. Evans, to make the arrangements for entry. He'll sort that out with you.
And do I give him the payment as well?
No, you do that directly with me.
Before you hear the rest of the conversation, you have some time to look at questions 7 to 10.
Okay, is the voice okay, guys? Okay, Shilpi. First part is always easy, isn't it? First section is always easy. But there are some of you saying that the voice is not clear. Nikita is saying can't hear properly. Anu is saying very low. Audible hai? Voice is audible, right? Parul, Dhruv, Shilpi, let me know. The voice is audible, right? Okay. All right. Listen to the next part now and answer the questions. Okay, Dhruv, okay. Okay, Nikita.
Now listen and answer questions 7 to 10.
Here it's 7th question only, Dheeraj. I'll show you the next questions also. They are on the next slide.
Right. Now, is there anything I need to know about what happens during the event?
Well, as you'll be aware, of course, the building is no smoking throughout.
Of course.
Now, are you having a band?
Yes.
Well, they'll have a lot of equipment, so rather than using the front door, they should park their van round the back and use the stage door there. You can open that from inside, but don't forget to lock it at the end.
Okay.
And talking of bands, I'm sure I don't need to tell you this, but you must make sure that no one fiddles about with the black box by the fire door. That's a system that cuts in when the volume reaches a certain level. It's a legal requirement.
Sure. Anyway, we want people to be able to talk to one another, so we don't want anything too loud. Oh, that reminds me. We'll be having speeches. Are there any microphones available?
Yep, just let the caretaker know. He'll get those for you. Right, now, when the event is over, we do ask that the premises are left in good condition. So there's a locked cupboard, and you'll be informed of the code you need to open that. It's got all the cleaning equipment, brushes and detergent and so on.
Right. So, what do we need to do after everyone's gone? Sweep the floors, I suppose?
Well, actually, they have to be washed, not just swept. Then you'll be provided with black plastic bags, so all the rubbish must be collected up and left outside the door.
Of course. We'll make sure everything's left tidy. Oh, and I forgot to ask.
Tucked neatly at the back of the room.
I'll make sure I've got a few people to help me.
That is the end of section 1. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Done? Is the section 1 done? Could you answer all the questions? Shilpi, Rishi, Dheeraj, Aman, Anu, Parul, Nikita, Anshum. Okay, all right. Now the next section.
Now turn to section 2. Section 2. You will hear a guide talking to a group of visitors to a farm. First, you have some time to look at questions 11 to 14. Listen carefully and answer questions 11 to 14.
Welcome to the Fiddy Working Heritage Farm. This open-air museum gives you the experience of agriculture and rural life in the English countryside at the end of the 19th century. So you'll see a typical farm of that period, and like me, all the staff are dressed in clothes of that time. I must give you some advice and safety tips before we go any further. As it's a working farm, please don't frighten or injure the animals. We have a lot here, and many of them are breeds that are now quite rare. And do stay at a safe distance from the tools. Some of them have sharp points, which can be pretty dangerous, so please don't touch them. We don't want any accidents, do we? The ground is very uneven, and you might slip if you're wearing sandals, so I'm glad to see you're all wearing shoes. We always advise people to do that. Now, children of all ages are very welcome here, And usually even very young children love the ducks and lambs, so do bring them along next time you come. I don't think any of you have brought dogs with you, but in case you have, I'm afraid they'll have to stay in the car park unless they're guide dogs. I'm sure you'll understand that they could cause a lot of problems on a farm.
Before you hear the rest of the talk, you have some time to look at questions 15 to 20.
Have a look at the next questions now.
Now listen and answer questions 15 to 20.
Now let me give you some idea of the layout of the farm. The building where you bought your tickets is the new barn immediately to your right. And we're now at the beginning of the main path to the farmland. And of course, the car park is on your left. The scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner beside the main path is a traditional figure for keeping the birds away from crops. But our scarecrow is a permanent sculpture. It's taller than a human being, so you can see it from quite a distance. If you look ahead of you, you'll see a maze. It's opposite the new barn, beside the side path that branches off to the right, just over there. The maze is made out of hedges which are too tall for young children to see over them, but it's quite small, so you can't get lost in it. Now, can you see the bridge crossing the fish pool further up the main path? If you want to go to the cafe, go towards the bridge and turn right just before it. Walk along the side path and the cafe's on the first bend you come to. The building was originally the schoolhouse and it's well over 100 years old. As you may know, we run skills workshops here where you can learn traditional crafts like woodwork and basket making. You can see examples of the work and talk to someone about the courses in the black barn. If you take the side path to the right, here, just by the new barn, you'll come to the black barn, just where the path first bends. Now, I mustn't forget to tell you about picnicking, as I can see some of you have brought your lunch with you. You can picnic in the field, though do clear up behind you, of course. Or if you'd prefer a covered picnic area, there's one near the farmyard, just after you cross the bridge. There's a covered picnic spot on the right. And the last thing to mention is Fiddy House itself. From here you can cross the bridge, then walk along the footpath through the field to the left of the farmyard. That goes to the house, and it'll give you a lovely view of it. It's certainly worth a few photographs, but as it's a private home, I'm afraid you can't go inside. Right, well, if you're all ready, we'll set off on our tour of the farm.
That is the end of section 2. You now have half a minute to check your answers.
Is the section 2 done? Okay, everyone is saying very easy, very easy. Okay, what about this map? Tell me. Could you answer all the 6 questions? Aman, Shilpi, Anshum, Subhash, Parul. Okay. Good. Parul has done it, okay. Okay. Okay, Shilpi, okay. Map was a little confusing. Okay. Rishi, I'll give the answers and after that we can discuss about it, okay? If the answers are wrong, in case, right, we can discuss about it, right? Shall we move further now? Missed 2, Parul is saying. Okay. Little bit tricky, Subhash is saying. Okay. Anshum, could you answer all the 6 questions? Okay. Missed 2 more, Rahul is saying. Chalo, let's continue. Let's continue it. Now the trickiest questions. Multiple choice. And Dheeraj is saying bit tough. Very easy. Aman is saying okay, all 20 questions. Okay, good. Anshum couldn't answer. It's okay, it's okay. कोई बात नहीं. आगे देखो ध्यान से, okay? Multiple choice में it's better if you read the questions beforehand, okay?
Now turn to section 3. Section 3. You will hear 2 psychology students called Lisa and Greg discussing a project they have to do. First, you have some time to look at questions 21 to 27. Now listen carefully and answer questions 21 to 27.
Okay, Greg. So I finally managed to read the article you mentioned. The one about the study on gender in physics.
About the study of college students done by Akira Miyake and his team. Yeah, I was interested that the researchers were actually a mix of psychologists and physicists. That's an unusual combination.
Yeah. I got a little confused at first about which students the study was based on. They weren't actually majoring in physics. They were majoring in what's known as the STEM disciplines. That's science, technology, engineering, and
math. Yes, but they were all doing physics courses as part of their studies.
That's correct. So, as I understood it, Miyake and co. started from the fact that women are underrepresented in introductory physics courses at college, and also that on average, the women who do enroll on these courses perform more poorly than the men. No one really knows why this is the case.
Yeah, but what the researchers wanted to find out was basically what they could do about the relatively low level of the women's results. But in order to find a solution, they needed to find out more about the nature of the problem.
Right. Now, let's see if I can remember. It was that in the physics class, the female students thought the male students all assumed that women weren't any good at physics. Was that it? And they thought that the men expected them to get poor results in their tests.
That's what the women thought, and that made them nervous, so they did get poor results. But actually, they were wrong. No one was making any assumptions about the female students at all.
Anyway, what Miyake's team did was quite simple, getting the students to do some writing before they went into the physics class. What did they call it?
Values affirmation. They had to write an essay focusing on things that were significant to them, not particularly to do with the subject they were studying, but more general things like music or people who mattered to them.
Right. So the idea of doing the writing is that this gets the students thinking in a positive way.
And putting these thoughts into words can relax them and help them overcome the psychological factors that lead to poor performance. Yeah. But what the researchers in the study hadn't expected was that this one activity raised the women's physics grades from the C to the B range.
A huge change. Pity it wasn't to an A, but still. No, but it does suggest that the women were seriously underperforming beforehand in comparison with the men.
Yes. Mind you, Miyake's article left out a lot of details, like did the students do the writing just once or several times? And had they been told why they were doing the writing? That might have affected the results.
You mean if they know the researchers thought it might help them to improve, then they just try to fulfill that expectation?
Exactly.
Before you hear the rest of the discussion, you have some time to look at questions 28 to 30.
What is Rishi saying? 24 not readable. Yes, I do understand because I had to ship the slide right now. So you could answer 21, 22, 23 and then after you couldn't just see 24th and they were just answering for that, right? You didn't get time actually to read the question. Right, Rishi? What about others? Could you answer all the 7 questions? Shilpi, Aman, Subhash, Anu, Parul, Anshum, Navpreet. Okay, Rishi. Anshum, okay, good. Others, let me know quickly. Be quick. Parul couldn't answer. Parul, how many questions are left unanswered? Subhash could answer them, okay? Shilpi, Aman. Okay, let me play the next part now. Okay. Dhruv, okay. What about Dheeraj? Could you answer the questions? Where is Shilpi? Okay, some of them you could answer, Anu is saying. Okay, alright. Let's do the next one now. 28 to 30. Now you have time to read the questions, okay? Read them. Okay, Parul. Last one, okay, Dheeraj. Read the next questions now, okay?
Now listen and answer questions 28 to 30.
So anyway, I thought for our project we could do a similar study, but investigate whether it really was the writing activity that had that result.
Okay, so we could ask them to do a writing task about something completely different, something more factual, like a general knowledge topic.
Maybe. Or we could have half the students doing a writing task and half doing something else, like an oral task.
Or even half do the same writing task as in the original research and half do a factual writing task. Then we'd see if it really is the topic that made the difference or something else.
That's it. Good. So, at our meeting with the supervisor on Monday, we can tell him we've decided on our project. We should have our aims ready by then. I suppose we need to read the original study. The article's just a summary.
And there was another article I read by Smolinski. It was about her research on how women and men perform in mixed teams in class, compared with single-sex teams and on their own.
Let me guess. The women were better at teamwork.
That's what I expected. But actually, the men and the women got the same results, whether they were working in teams or on their own. But I guess it's not that relevant to us.
What worries me, anyway, is how we're going to get everything done in the time.
We'll be okay now we know what we're doing. Though I'm not clear how we assess whether the students in our experiment actually make any progress or not.
No, we may need some advice on that. The main thing's to make sure we have the right size sample and not too big or too small.
That shouldn't be difficult. Right, what do we need to do next? We could have a look at the timetable for the science classes. Or perhaps we should just make an appointment to see one of the science professors. That'd be better.
Great. And we could even get to observe one of the classes.
What for?
Well, okay, maybe let's just go with your idea. Right, well, I think that's everything for now.
Is it done? Now these questions were easy to answer, I think. 28 to 30th. Because you could get some time to read the questions. Yes, no. Yes, Jessie. Yes, Dhruv. Right now? Okay. So last part is left now. Okay. Parul, Jessie, Subhash, Dhruv. Okay. Everyone could answer. Rishi, Aman, Shilpi. The result will tell. Yes, actually. As compared to 21 and 27. Yes, Dhruv. Chalo, let's do the last part now and then you will be given the answers. Patu, you attempted the test. Okay, you are attempting it. Good. The last part now. Okay, Patu, alright. 31 to 36 on the first slide. And then 37 to 40. Okay, alright. Tell me, why is the last section considered difficult? Is there any reason? Let me know quickly. Then I'll play the part. Just let me know quickly. Jessie is saying don't know. Pachu? Anu? Yes, there is no gap in between. Yes, Parul, there is no gap in between. Paraphrasing, though, yes, definitely it's in the whole listening test, Rishi. But particularly in the last part, yes. Because of its continuity, Dheeraj. Because 31 to 40 altogether, the answers are spoken. You are not given a half a minute break in between. That's the main reason, right? Yes, it's the most fluent one. Yes, Rahul? The most fluent one. Right? Okay, for Anu, last is not the difficult one. It's the third part which is the difficult. Most of the times the third and the fourth part, Anu. I don't have any idea. This is the first time I'm giving a mock test. Okay, Dhruv, okay. Last is always easy, Aman is saying. Okay, that's good. Chalo. Let me play it now. Read the questions. Go through the questions till the time.
That is the end of section 3. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Now turn to section 4. Section 4. You will hear part of a student presentation about the variety of different species that live in the world's oceans. First, You have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now listen carefully and answer questions 31 to 40.
I've been looking at ocean biodiversity. That's the diversity of species that live in the world's oceans. About 20 years ago, biologists developed the idea of what they called biodiversity hotspots. These are the areas which have the greatest mixture of species. So, one example is Madagascar. These hotspots are significant because they allow us to locate key areas for focusing efforts at conservation. Biologists can identify hotspots on land fairly easily, but until recently, very little was known about species distribution and diversity in the oceans, and no one even knew if hotspots existed there. Then a Canadian biologist called Boris Worm did some research in 2005 on data on ocean species that he got from the fishing industry. Worm located 5 hotspots for large ocean predators, like sharks, and looked at what they had in common. The main thing he'd expected to find was that they had very high concentrations of food, but to his surprise, that was only true for 4 of the hotspots. The remaining hotspot was quite badly off in that regard. But what he did find was that in all cases, the water at the surface of the ocean had relatively high temperatures, even when it was cool at greater depths. So, this seemed to be a factor in supporting a diverse range of these large predators. However, this wasn't enough on its own, because he also found that the water needed to have enough oxygen in it. So these 2 factors seemed necessary to support the high metabolic rate of these large fish. A couple of years later, in 2007, a researcher called Lisa Balance, who was working in California, also started looking for ocean hotspots, but not for fish. What she was interested in was marine mammals, things like seals. And she found 3 places in the oceans which were hotspots, and what these had in common was that these hotspots were all located at boundaries between ocean currents. And this seems to be the sort of place that has lots of the plankton that some of these species feed on. So now people who want to protect the species that are endangered need to get as much information as possible. For example, there's an international project called the Census of Marine Life. They've been surveying oceans all over the world, including the Arctic. One thing they found there, which stunned other researchers, was that there were large numbers of species which live below the ice, sometimes under a layer up to 20 meters thick. Some of these species had never been seen before. They've even found species of octopus living in these conditions. And other scientists working on the same project, but researching very different habitats on the ocean floor, have found large numbers of species congregating around volcanoes, attracted to them by the warmth and nutrients there. However, biologists still don't know how serious the threat to their survival is for each individual species. So a body called the Global Marine Species Assessment is now creating a list of endangered species on land, so they consider things like the size of the population, how many members of one species there are in a particular place, and then they look at their distribution in geographical terms, although this is quite difficult when you're looking at fish because they're so mobile. And then thirdly, they calculate the rate at which the decline of the species is happening. So far, only 1,500 species have been assessed, but they want to increase this figure to 20,000. For each one they assess, they use the data they collect on that species to produce a map showing its distribution. Ultimately, they will be able to use these to figure out not only where most species are located, but also where they are most threatened. So, finally, what can be done to retain the diversity of species in the world's oceans? Firstly, we need to set up more reserves in our oceans, places where marine species are protected. We have some, but not enough. In addition, to preserve species such as leatherback turtles, which live out in the high seas but have their nesting sites on the American coast, we need to create corridors for migration, so they can get from one area to another safely. As well as this, action needs to be taken to lower the levels of fishing quotas to prevent overfishing of endangered species. And finally, there's the problem of bycatch. This refers to the catching of unwanted fish by fishing boats. They're returned to the sea, but they're often dead or dying. If these commercial fishing boats used equipment which was more selective so that only the fish wanted for consumption were caught, this problem could be overcome. Okay, so does anyone have any questions?
Does anyone have any questions? Done? Parrot has done it. So it was easy. The last part was easy today, isn't it? Yes, no? Missed you again because of call. Okay, Dhruv. Okay, Dheeraj, Anu, Shilpi, Subhash. Subhash is saying घुमा दिया. Chalo. So I'm giving you some time just to check your spellings if you want to. If you want to have a look at any particular question again, do let me know. I'll show you the question also, and then after I'll give you the answers. I'll show you the answers. Yes, it was not that tough. Yes, Dhruv. Baki to answers will tell, hai na? I missed, Rahul is saying. Pachu, could you answer all the questions? All 10 questions from the last part? I have told already, Aman. Just correct your spellings once, then I'll show you the answers. I've already told. All done, Anu is saying. So do let me know once it's done. Check your spellings once and be honest, please. Last one easy, then MCQs. Yes, महफूज. इसमें तो easy था वैसे भी. And be honest. अगर spellings गलत होते हैं तो you will be considering it as a wrong answer. Okay? Please be careful, be honest while checking your answers, okay? If, you have to look at the singular and plural also. Right? Be honest. Spelling mistake कोई होता है, singular plural की वजह से कोई गलत है, तो you have to mark that answer as wrong answer, okay? One missed, Pachu is saying. Do let me know if you all have checked your spellings once. can't give you time for writing all in capital letters, though I told you in the beginning of the session, it should all be written in the capital letters. But when you attempt it on your own, right, you are supposed to write everything in the capital letter. Okay, try to complete 24th also. Chalo, shall I give you the answers now? Is everybody waiting for the slide which has answers on it? Yes, no. Rishi, yes. Okay. All right, chalo, let me show it to you. Yes, these are the answers. Visible? Do let me know. Are these visible? Suspense. Yes, Rishi. Rishi has scored 34 out of 40. Rishi, गलत कहाँ पर है where? In the MCQs or the map one? Is the 24th answer correct, Rishi? Tell me that one also. Answer for 24th is C. Dhruv is saying 22. First attempt, Dhruv, right? It's the first attempt. Pachu attempted only 13 questions and out of 13, 11 are correct. Okay, Pachu. Wrong questions. Rishi has written 8, 9. अच्छा, first part में भी गलत हो गया Rishi. Then 20th. Okay, map में एक question गलत है and then okay, 2 questions in multiple. 24th C. That's correct. Okay, Rishi. Okay. Dhruv, it's the first attempt, है ना? It's okay. Jaspreet has scored 29th. Okay, good. Jaspreet, I think you missed some questions in the first part you told, right? What about others? Let me know quickly, guys. Anu, C. What are you saying, C? Okay, Dhruv. Okay. Yeah. Do you want to discuss any particular type of question, either map or multiple choice? We can't discuss every of the questions here, guys. We can't discuss all the questions because of shortage of time. Rahul, 19 out of 40. Okay. Dhruv, so it's 22 out of 30. Okay. 28th is A, Anu. Aman, part 1 10, part 2 में 7, part 3 में 9 and part 4 में 7, total 33. Okay. Dheeraj is saying section 1 9. अच्छा, section 1 में 9, 2 में 8, section 3 में 7 and section 4 में 10. Okay. Jesse, 11 to 40. In 20, 30, okay, all right. 11 to 40, okay, you couldn't attempt first to 10 questions, right? ध्रुव is saying map multiple choice both can't be discussed. ध्रुव एक टाइप का क्वेश्चन हम डिस्कस कर सकते हैं. Anyone has 40 here? No one. I don't think anyone has scored 40 on 40. I missed map and multiple choice. Rahul is saying, Anu is saying 28 questions. C. अच्छा, आपने C आंसर किया था. आंसर इज A dear. आंसर इज नॉट C. वो ट्रैप था वहां पर. Let me show it to you how. 22 out of 30 Mahfouz is saying, okay. Avishi has just answered. Okay, Avishi, why don't you reply here? Avishi ने अभी मुझे मैसेज किया टेलीग्राम पे. She is saying have scored 40 on 40 in the mock listening test. Pachu, Gauravi has scored 35. Good, it's a good score. Avishi ने अभी मुझे टेलीग्राम पे मैसेज किया. I don't know why has she not replied here, but she has just messaged that I've scored 40 on 40. Okay, so let me show you this one, guys. 15 to 28 map transcription. Do you want to read once? Do you want to go through it once? Do let me know quickly. This is the transcription for map questions. See, how did they talk about this? Yes, congratulations, Avishi. So guys, if you have another phone with you, take a click of this quickly. इस स्क्रीन का क्लिक ले लो फटाफट से. Be quick. Then I'll show you the transcription for this. Map का description कैसे किया उन्होंने, I'll show it to you. Just take a click of this slide quickly. Done? Parul has done it. Do let me know quickly, guys. थोड़ा सा जल्दी करो. Okay, now go through this transcription. Rishi, you have a look at the answer of question number 20th, and others you can read all of this. Now let me give you some idea of the layout of the farm. The building where you bought your tickets is the new barn. Immediately to your right, and we are now at the beginning of the main path to the farmland, है ना? Right? So you have to click on to that part ना, जब आप करोगे, जब आपके पास hard copy होगी. And of course the car park is on your left. Car park, can you see? Screenshot है ना सबके पास, right? The scarecrow you can see in the car park in the corner beside the main path. Can you see that? The scarecrow, the 15th वाला जो answer है, you can see in the car park in the corner beside the main path. Getting it, guys? एक बार अपने आप go through करो इसको. Go through it once quickly. Do let me know once it's done, and if you want me to explain anything, I can also do that. Do just let me know. Sure, Rishi, we'll have a session on it. We can have a session on it, okay? Okay, question number 28. Just let me know, guys. 28. Is this correct? क्या सबका आंसर करेक्ट है for 28 question number? Do let me know. Tell me quickly. Answer for 28. Why, Rishi? And answer for 21st also. Do let me know. 28th and 21st. Quickly let me know. No. Jaspreet is also saying no. 21st का आंसर is C and 28th का आंसर is A. है ना? C and A. देखो. Have a look at it. Why should it be C? Shall I show you the question? Yes, I need to show it to you, है ना? So, what's the question? See, the students in Akira's Miyake's study were all majoring in. There are three options. First is physics. Physics. What's the question? ध्यान से question read करो. The students in Akira Miyake's study were all majoring in. किस चीज में major वो कर रहे थे इसको? Right? ज़्यादा किस में था इंटरेस्ट उनका? फिजिक्स में, साइकोलॉजी और फिजिक्स में, या साइंस, टेक्नोलॉजी, इंजीनियरिंग और मैथमेटिक्स में? राइट? Akira's Miyake study. So now have a look at the transcription here for 21st. देखो. Okay, Greg. So I finally managed to read the article you mentioned, the one about the study on gender in physics. Greg is saying about the study of college students done by Akira Miyake and his team. Yeah, I was interested that the researchers were actually a mix of psychologists and physicists. That's an unusual combination. Lisa says, yeah, I got a little confused at first. ध्यान से देखो. I got a little confused at first about which students the study was based on. They were not actually majoring in physics. तो physics वाला option तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना. Isn't it, guys? They were majoring in what's known as the STEM disciplines. That's science, technology, engineering, and then the Greg says math. Isn't it, guys? Can you see it now? Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear? Yes, no, let me know quickly. There is a trap, है ना? But it is spoken clearly. Yes, confusing discussion. Confusing discussion on 21st. क्या कह रहे हो महफूज? What are you saying? Answer for 21st is C. Science, technology, engineering और mathematics. And it was clearly spoken. यहाँ पे देखो. They were majoring in what's known as the STEM disciplines. That's science, technology, engineering and dash. And the question is saying the same thing, isn't it? Right now? Majoring in what? Right? So in these subjects. Okay, let's do 28th now. Let me show 28th also. Greg and Lisa decide that in their own project, they will compare the effects of. Greg and Lisa decide. दोनों क्या decide करते हैं? उनके project में क्या होगा? They will compare the effects of what? किस चीज के effects को compare करेंगे? First वाला option है 2 different writing tasks. 2 different writing tasks दिए जाएं. Second वाले में I think most of you would have answered B. Isn't it? Let me know. जिनका गलत है, have you answered B option? A writing task with an oral task. That was spoken undoubtedly, but later on it was changed. और आप लोग क्या करते हो? You just listen to the incomplete information. Right ना? Yes Rishi, yes Jesse, I knew it. Most of you would answer B, I knew it. ठीक है, सो अभी देखो इसका डिस्कशन देखते हैं क्या है. ध्यान से क्वेश्चन रीड करो. Okay, Dhruv, that's good, that's good. So, Greg and Lisa decide that in their new project, दोनों का decision क्या है? They will compare the effects of what? दोनों का decision की बात हो रही है. ठीक है? First वाला option, दो writing task है. C वाला तो बिल्कुल नहीं हो सकता है ना? C वाला option में तो I don't think anybody is confused. एक में writing task with an oral task, दूसरे में two different writing tasks. So, see what was spoken by them. ये देखो यहाँ पर 28 का. Greg says, so anyway, I thought for our project we could do a similar study, but investigate whether it really was the writing activity that had that result. Lisa says, okay, so we could ask them to do a writing task. देखो ध्यान से देखो ये वाला. We could ask them to do a writing task about something completely different, something more factual, like a general knowledge topic. Then Greg says, maybe, or we could have half the students doing a writing task and half doing something else like an oral task. बस ये सुनते ही आप लोगों ने आंसर कर दिया. ग्रेग ने जो बोला ये सुनते ही आप लोगों ने आंसर कर दिया that the answer should be B, है ना, कि half students writing task करेंगे और half oral करेंगे. आगे देखो, Lisa says or even half do the same writing task as in the original research and half do a factual writing task. Then we would see if it really is the topic that made the difference or something else. That is it. Good. ग्रेग ने आगे लीजा की ऑप्शन को चूज किया. पहले तो ग्रेग ने बोला कि half of the students would be doing the writing task and half of the students would be doing the oral task. But then लीजा ने बोला better option क्या है? Half do the same writing task as in original research and half do a factual writing task. राइट. सो दो डिफरेंट टाइप्स के राइटिंग टास्क थे, एक ओरिजिनल रिसर्च वाला और दूसरा फैक्चुअल राइटिंग टास्क. एंड देन ग्रेग ने उसके ऑप्शन को कंसीडर किया एंड ही सेड दैट इज इट. गुड. राइट. सो आंसर इन दिस केस शुड बी ए, टू डिफरेंट राइटिंग टास्क. Isn't it, guys? Is this clear to all of you? So the main problem is we just listen to half the conversation, right? Half the audio. We do not listen to it completely and we just jump to the next question. That's the main problem. Getting the point? Do let me know quickly, is this clear to all of you? Why should answer be A here and not B? Subhash, Jesse, okay, alright. Remaining discussion, guys, we can have some other day. Do let me know if you want to discuss this listening task, okay? We can have a special class on it and we can discuss about it, right? ठीक है? Alright, guys. Join plus classes. Join plus classes, guys. Today only I have started this course. Today only, and it's a complete course to crack IELTS in 21 days. It's a crash course which you can complete in 21 days only. All the modules, listening, reading, writing and speaking. Right? Those who are attending my session for the first time on this YouTube platform, join Unacademy learning app and get a number of special classes, the free classes there, okay? Right, guys? Rahul, आपने कुछ decision लिया? Do let me know there, okay? All right. Do let me know over my Telegram channel if you're interested to join this course. If you're interested to go for the subscription, this is my Telegram channel name, IELTS by Shama Arora. Okay? And if you go for 1 month subscription, the charges are 2,700, and for 3 month subscription, it's 6,750. But when you use this code SHAMA10, you get 10% discount and you need to pay 2,430 for 1 month, and for 3 months 6,075, okay? Alright, guys. And jo plus students hai, see you guys tomorrow morning. Yes, Subhash, see you guys tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. session timings are 11 to 12:30, right? 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye bye. Take care.